Erling Haaland is scoring goals at a rate nobody in the modern game has ever matched. But behind the records and the robotic celebrations, there is a story built on a father's shattered knee, a 5-year-old's long jump, and a single match where he scored more goals than most players score in an entire season. Today we are counting down 5 facts about Erling Haaland that sound almost too strange to be true. Stay until the end, because the final fact connects everything else on this list in a way you will not see coming. Number 5. Erling Haaland was not born in Norway. He was actually born in Leeds, in the north of England, while his father Erling Haaland was playing professional football for Leeds United. His mother was a Norwegian heptathlete, and his father was a Norwegian international footballer, but their son's very first home address was an English city more famous for rain than for producing future Premier League record breakers. The family moved back to Norway when Erling was still a toddler, but that small detail means the player who would later terrorize English defenses for fun technically started his life as an Englishman by birth. Number 4. At 5 years old, Erling Haaland already held a world record. Not in football, in the long jump. As a small child in Bryn, Norway, he reportedly recorded a long jump distance of over 2 meters, a mark so unusual for a 5-year-old that it was recognized as one of the best results ever documented for that age group. Coaches who saw it years later pointed back to that single jump as the earliest visible proof of the explosive leg power that would eventually help him outrun entire defenses at full speed while still finishing chances with total precision. Number 3. Haaland once scored 9 goals in a single World Cup match. In 2019, at the Under-20 World Cup in Poland, Norway faced Honduras, and an 18-year-old Haaland scored 9 times in one game, a record for the most goals ever scored by a single player in any FIFA World Cup match, at any age level, in the entire history of the tournament. Nobody before him had done it. Nobody since has come close. It was the kind of performance that normally only happens in a video game, except this one was real, and it put his name in front of European scouts almost overnight. Number 2. In his very first Premier League season, Haaland broke a record that had stood for over 3 decades. Joining Manchester City in 2022, he scored 36 goals in just 38 games, the most goals ever scored by a single player in a 38-game Premier League season, surpassing marks set by legendary strikers who had entire careers built around scoring records. He did it in his debut season, in a league widely considered the most physically demanding in the world, against defenders who had an entire summer to prepare specifically for him and still could not stop him. And now, number 1. The fact that quietly connects everything else on this list. Back in 2001, Erling's father, Erling Haaland, suffered a horrific knee injury during a match between Manchester City and Manchester United, a challenge that effectively ended his professional career. For years afterward, that moment was remembered as one of the most painful injuries in Premier League history, the kind of incident that ends not just a game, but a livelihood. 2 decades later, his son Erling signed for Manchester City, the very club his father was representing on the day his career was cut short, and proceeded to become the fastest player in the club's history to reach 50, then 100 competitive goals. What looked like a story of misfortune for one generation quietly turned into one of the most complete redemption arcs in modern football for the next, all inside the walls of the very same football club. So the next time you watch Haaland casually score a hat trick like it is nothing, remember the road that got him there. Let us quickly run through everything one more time. A footballer born in England to 2 Norwegian athletes. A 5-year-old with a world-class long jump. 9 goals in a single World Cup match. 36 goals in his very first Premier League season. And underneath all of it, a father's career-ending injury at Manchester City, quietly rewritten 20 years later by his own son at that exact same club. 5 facts, 1 remarkable story. Which of these 5 facts surprised you the most? Let me know in the comments below, and if you enjoyed this, subscribe for more stories like this one every single week.